wave, don't f with nobody. It's a brand new day, day. Yesterday was cloudy. I gotta get in it 'cause I need to feel that ooh yeah. She said, babe, let's go, and I said, yeah, baby, let's do that. The mind and body never fade, never up. Always in my system, you can see it when I pull up. Yeah, I got that light on me. Yeah, you know I got that light, and it shines on me. Yeah, you know I got that light, yeah, it shines on me. Yeah, you know I got that light, and it shines on me.
What's up, little babies? Welcome back to another episode of Living Rent Free. She's so random. I'm your host, Aysia BerLynn, and this is my very awesome co-host, Tay with the T. And today we are talking about uncovering the why behind your success. And we got Mike Woods, one of my most successful homies, I must say. I'm just gonna put it out there. But Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself so we can dive into this episode.
Yo, very, very happy to be here. My name is Michael Woods. I'm co-founder, president of Dream Builders for Equity. Dream Builders is a nonprofit here in St. Louis, Missouri, really focused on tackling the vacant home epidemic that's plaguing our underserved communities. We do that by hiring young people ages 16 to 24 and then pairing them with minority contractors to complete rehabs. The really dope thing is that our young people are not only getting paid between $15 and $20 an hour, they also get an equity stake in each of these houses. So they are real bosses, real owners. They also get to journal and really talk about their experiences. We compile those journals and make it into a book that they have 100% ownership of. So these young people are making money hand over fist, and we're really doing our job and really transforming these underserved communities in North St. Louis.
Wow. Okay. You hear
That's
that?
dope.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope.
Listen, we got this strong black man on here, like serving for the community. I appreciate you breaking down Dream Builders. I need you to tell us a little bit about you outside of Dream Builders as well. Can you
Beautiful.
do that?
That's beautiful. No, I love that. I don't really ever get asked that anymore. So the reason that Dream Builders is so important to me is because of it was actually who I was. Myself and Neil Richardson, we are co-founders of the OR. But what we did is just take our lived experiences and bottle it up into a program. But prior to Dream Builders, I had published 4 books. I had a small portfolio of real estate properties where I would buy and then get passive income by renting them out. I also had a gym downtown in St. Louis. So it was really about entrepreneurship for me, entrepreneurship and really monetizing all of the things that I love. And as I continued to grow and be successful, myself and Neil was just like, how do we give these things back to people younger with a brighter futures? And we wanted to make it simple and easy for them to jump into it. So that's what my real life is. My heart is about encouraging people, connecting people, and really being a true point guard in life, making that assist that allows people to score.
Oh, I love that.
I'm speechless. And I'm never speechless. Like, that's so fire. Like, whoo.
And I know this guy in real life. Okay.
Like, you really know him.
Yeah.
Like, I want him to be my friend now.
He is your friend now. Ain't
Okay.
that right, Mike?
I'm your friend, Tay. We locked in. We locked in, that's for sure.
We locked in. I love it.
Okay. You want to dive into some questions?
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll hit you with the first question.
Yeah.
So, after telling us, so much about just how you got started, what made you go into this area, what are some of your goals with the industry, with yourself, with the business, anything that's top of mind for you?
For sure. I can speak directly to that. That's something that is always top of mind. I try to live with purpose all day, every day. And really, when it comes to the organization, it's about us scaling. How do we get into different cities and different states? Us taking the time to truly document all of our processes, everything that's working, getting rid of the things that's not working. Once we have that blueprint that we can then duplicate in other cities and other states, that's when we would be our most excited. We really do believe that we could be like a Boys and Girls Club. We could be in all of the country, providing the community with resources to be able to transform the underserved neighborhoods, but then also giving young people employment and allowing them to learn the processes of being owners of their future. That's what we're really excited about as an organization. As a person, it's me growing mentally, physically, and spiritually. I just want to be the best version of myself. I want to be a great example. I know part of my mission is to allow people to see that it is possible, that all things are possible, especially people that come from the same type of environments as me. Uh, Graduated from alternative school in high school, so a lot of people assumed that I wasn't going to make it to be anything, that I would be locked up, arrested, any of those things. So I like for young people to hear my story, hear my journey, and then see me excel at the highest level. And then I want to make sure that I provide that platform for them to do the same exact things.
Yes, I love that. The living proof, right? To show young
Living proof.
people.
There we go.
Love that.
Well, I mean, I would ask you what motivates you, but I'm hearing and like it's a part of your everyday. Like it's motivation is motivation. Like
For, no, I mean, I think that's great. For me, I like to be productive. Like being productive is where I get my most joy. I'm either being productive or finding a way to relax. So my motivation comes from like me really having dreams and vision. As we've talked about this before, I daydream all day long. I would rather be alone so I could finish my daydream. Uh, that is really important to me, and I want those daydreams to become reality. So that's where a lot of my effort and energy is going to, is really making these things tangible and making it real. And I know that I got to do the hard work to be able to do that. So it's self motivation, but it's also I believe that these visions are gifts from God. So if I'm having these visions, if they're in my head, I got to do the work on my end to make them reality.
Man.
I aspire.
Man.
I've told you that before. Like the way that you process your thoughts and daydreams, you would call them daydreams, and I told you I say it's manifesting.
Yep, you did. That's exactly what
So
I'm doing.
like sometimes I get caught up in not being able to like have that full thought process or have that full vision, and I think that's where the drop off happens. But you're like, I just want to be alone. I want to finish this daydream, this process, and that's real.
I appreciate you.
I feel
Man.
that. I feel that.
Okay.
Yeah. So my next question is, for you, how do you define success?
That's really good. I think that's a great question. I think success for me, my highest KPI in life is freedom. So as long as I'm creating freedom for myself, freedom for other people, I know I'm at my best. I know I'm at my peak. Whenever I feel trapped or in a box, I know that I'm not succeeding for me. I think the other thing for success is happiness. Again, freedom is correlated to my happiness. So as long as I'm able to have that peace, have that joy, and have that happiness, to me, that's success. I think it's very important for each person to be intentional about determining what success is and also understanding, like controlling the narrative around success. I know within Dream Builders, we're not going by any outside metrics. It's all about what we think is right, and then we communicate our success to the public. We do our storytelling and our narrative creation uh, because we know how valuable our work is, we know how impactful the work is, and we don't measure it by anybody else's standard. That's the same way that I live in my life. Is what is best for me, and again, the number one thing has always been freedom, me having autonomy, me being able to move around the way that I want to move around, me being a blessing in any environment that I come into, but also being intentional about not going to all of the places. Like I only want to go where I can serve and where I could be someone that people would be happy to follow.
Okay, so we can clone him.
Right. It's like an
And then like
I just want to follow him around for a day, like,
Look,
and
yeah,
just learn, like, take me
don't
nowhere.
gas me, man. Don't gas me.
We
I'm
not
here for it, man.
guessing.
No, this is inspirational.
It is.
Like, yeah.
Every time I talk to him, this is the energy that I get, and I'm like, can we have some of this and spread it around to the
Yeah.
world? And
You know, it makes me think of like when I go to church and we talk about living a life of service,
yeah,
right? And living a life of service doesn't always look the same for everyone,
that's
but
real.
he's living a real life of service for his community, for his people.
Mm,
You know how I feel about the culture?
right.
That is like changing the narrative is I don't know,
That's
man. It's like,
Man, I appreciate you guys, and the affirmations do mean a lot too. Like I think the work is extremely hard, and it's not thankless. We got a bunch of young people that love us to death and celebrate us all the time. The community members definitely celebrate us all the time, but a lot of times we're not sharing our struggles. So as a team, we are a small team of five. I kind of spoke to some of the work that we do, but again, we're doing a 50 property development. We have a retail store. Oh, Asia, you gotta come. You gotta come down to St. Louis. We have a retail store now where we sell art, apparel, and books.
I've been stalking
We're
y'all.
developing. Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said I've been stalking y'all. I've been watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need you in the space. We need your energy to feel the art in the space. We gotta have you in there. We're also developing a 24-hour daycare facility within the
yes.
same community that we serve in. And I'm sitting inside of our headquarters, which is a 11,000 square foot bank facility that we now have possession of and own.
You see how fancy
So
that headquarters look?
Hey, listen.
Okay.
look, y'all gotta come down here soon. But I'm mentioning all of the things that we do to say that we're doing it with five team members. We serve about 130 young people, and again, a heavy lift of 50 rehabs within this neighborhood. This is extremely difficult work. It's complex work, and we figure this out together every single day. Jessica, Colin, Nikki, and Kendall, and myself, we're being very strategic, and this like we're up against it. We're all young black people. We don't have any like high capacity folks on our board. It's all young, black, educated, and on point. But none of us are wealthy. So a lot of this work is really us being very strategic and innovative to make it happen.
Yeah, I 100%. I've seen y'all work. I've seen, man.
You was in the thick of it with us, man. You was in the thick of it with us.
I've been on the
You know,
ground.
I'm not gonna let you out of this without me bragging on how dope you are too.
Oh
Like,
no,
I'm being patient right now. You know, I'm gonna have
no,
to toot your
no,
horn
no.
soon.
Okay, listen. So, what habits would you say have contributed to your achievements? Like daily habits, monthly, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a habit guy. I think that I would say that is where any of my successes come from. One, it comes from my faith in God and me understanding that if I'm being a blessing, that will be rewarded. I think every single day I wake up with the understanding, hey, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm being clear in my intentions, and if I'm exhausting as much effort as I can to impact the lives of other people, it will be rewarded. And I don't have to figure out where it's going to come from. I don't have to be so intentional with like looking for donors or looking for investors. It's just do the work and trust God will reward it. But outside of God supporting me and making these dreams reality, it's also I'm getting up early in the morning. I while I work out, I listen to an audible book. Um, After I do an audible book, I take my vitamins, I make my smoothie. These things are like clockwork. Whenever I get in the car, the first drive that I take, the entire drive, I'm thanking God. Like that's my rule. From the time that I get in the car to the time I make it to my destination, that is set for me just giving gratitude for the day. Um, I'm just trying to always find those tiny advantages that allow me to get ahead. So if that's reading a physical book on my off time, if that is, adding that extra $100 to my Robinhood when it comes to stocks and things of that nature, like any way that I can get slight advantages, that's what I go for.
I love that. I love that. And Mike, you don't know this, but Asia and I just had a conversation about being more productive with our day. Um, although to the outside world we look like we are very productive, but it's not enough for us.
Right.
And we just had a conversation about me getting up a lot more earlier because I am a sleepy girl. And you know what? I feel like that was my sign
That's your
that
sign.
I need to set that alarm clock a little
Yeah.
earlier. And I think I'm gonna name it Mike Woods.
There you
Oh,
Like
go. So,
Mike Woods said, "Get
come
up."
on. That's
What you
good.
doing?
That's good.
You wasting time.
let's
So I
go.
appreciate
That's dope.
you letting us into what makes your day more productive, and absolutely plus one to, just thanking God, and giving him gratitude every day, and great, like, because we ain't gotta be here. You know
We
what I'm
don't.
saying?
We don't.
It could have went a different way.
Yeah.
But we ain't
Could
gonna
have went a
preach.
different way.
Amen.
I ain't gonna even go into that. But yeah, we gonna be thankful for even the slightest small things. So,
Amen.
yeah, I love that.
Me too.
Getting a little emotional.
No, that's good. I appreciate y'all. That's dope.
Yeah. So, okay. So my question is, can you share a story about a significant milestone in your journey? Something that you're like super proud about, just that you can kind of like touch on.
I think the first one that come to mind is last year in May or March. I did a TED Talk, and the TED Talk was such a huge leap for me. Again, growing up, no one would have ever guessed that would be something that I would even desire to do, attempt to do. Public speaking just was not my thing, and then also I was too cool for anything. Like, I just wanted to be the coolest guy in the world that sit in the back and stay away from those type of opportunities. So accomplishing that in 2023 was huge, and it was really huge because it was so much going on in my personal life, in my business life. Like, all of the things was happening at once, and I was just remember just telling myself, like, yo, get through this. Like, you got this. Like, it's easy for you to tap out. I could have easily called them and been like, "Yo, this is just not the right time. Like, let me take a break. Let me step away." But I stayed true to the course. I didn't drop the ball work wise. I didn't drop the ball personally, and then I delivered on the TED Talk. So that meant a lot. It got us a lot of press. It got us in rooms that we normally wouldn't be in, and even more, it proved to me, like, I know I'm trying to prove to the world that, anything is possible. That was one of those moments where I was like, yo, bro, you really are who you think you are. You really are who God tell you are, and just continue to do the work.
Okay.
Come on, TED Talk.
Because I got chills. Can you see them? I don't know if y'all can.
I got the goosebumps popping.
You really do. I can see them.
Oh, okay.
TED Talk. Come on, I'm gonna be like you when I grow up.
For me, when you said you could have given up or you could have like took the easy way out, I feel like I've done that a lot, and in the moment it feels good, but
Yep.
afterwards it's like you got to start out all over. You got to build it all back up. And so the fact that you kept going because, well, you were proving it to yourself, but you weren't just doing it for you. A lot of what you do isn't just for you, and I think that is also a really I guess a grand idea in your life. Like, it's not just for me.
Beautiful. 1,000%. I think that takes away some of the fear and the challenges, understanding like, yo, I might be a blessing. Like, especially when it comes to public speaking. Whenever I have to get on a panel or whenever I have to give a speech or a keynote, I'm always thinking what the thing that soothes me the most is when I take it from me trying to be the most articulate or the best to me trying to add value to those listeners.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about adding value, I get peace. I recognize that this isn't about me. I also have an understanding about completion too. Like, I'm not a perfectionist at all. Like, perfectionist, that's not who I am. I envy those people because they're really good at detail. They really get things right. I am a completionist. That's a book. That's my fifth book that I'm working on. It's called Completionist. I believe that 90% of the world is working towards something. They want to do the thing and they don't finish the thing. 10% of the world actually do the thing. Now, if you do the thing, you could be at the bottom of that 10%, but you're still in the 10%. And I have always in my life recognized that, like, just me getting across the finish line put me in rooms that I normally wouldn't be in. And just me getting through the finish line allowed me to now only be judged within that 10% instead of the whole 100. And now, again, bottom of the 10% is still in the 10%. And then that allows you to get more experience, that allows you to get more opportunities. And eventually you get really, really seasoned and good at that task. So for me, that's one big thing in my life is, hey, get it done and see what happens at the end. Just get it through the finish line. So a lot of times I push through, even when it's not my best material, but I know like, hey, just get it through the finish line. You will have time to work on it and make it better being on the other side.
I'm taking that in. Like, I can relate that to like just doing this podcast. Cause I'm like, I'm so afraid. But if I don't do it, I'll never know what it could be. I'll never know if I get it to the finish line, if it, what whoever would hear it. Who people want to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
People want
No,
to hear what we have to say. Yeah.
I think that's facts, and especially with you, like you are an amazing talent. Like
I
your skill and talent is unbelievable. You have the look, you have the swag, like you have all of those components that everyone admires and want to be connected to. So I think volume is important for you. Like you, the more opportunity you give people to recognize you and identify who you are and connect with you, that's going to be the more and more success you get because people can't. Like I know the first time I met you, I was like, "Yo, can we work together?" I wanted to work together in any capacity possible, and that was because I could tell how amazing and brilliant you were, and how much value you can add to a space. I think everybody feels that when they engage with you. So yeah, give them the options. Like give them as much as you possibly can. I mean, of course, you don't want to oversaturate yourself, but I would lean more to oversaturating than the
And
opposite.
under. The world needs
Especially,
Asia.
stop
and I'm
it.
only saying this because I know, like I know how amazing and dope and inspiring. I've never met a person that wasn't like, yo, that girl is special. Like she's swaggy, she's dope, she got all of the things. So
Okay, so now you made me blush, so that's enough. But no, I appreciate that. And like I've told you, Tay knows, like sometimes I'm just doing what I can. So I don't look at it like that, but I do appreciate that other people can see the light and I
no,
do.
you cold, man, and your quality is always spot on and perfect. Like you, yeah, man. Like you cold. I don't want to get into a whole bag of just talking about how dope you is, but
Thank
you
you.
do things with so much like it's precise. It's very beautiful. It's very crisp. So yeah, keep going. That's all I can say.
Thank you. I surround myself with those that do the same. So that's why we stay elevated, you know?
That is true.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay. All right, what's next?
Mm, mm. So, yes. I mean, we can go into this question, which is what is next for Mike Woods?
it's dope. What's next? Yeah, I really just want to continue making the best version of me. Like really figuring out like what that looks like, and doing all the work to really become that. I know. I just kind of gave a mission to completion this book. I know that's very important to the next stage of my life. I want to be able to spell out the things that have gotten me to where I am in a book and be able to share that with the world. I also know that our team over at Dream Builders is really excited about going into other parts of this region, but then also going into different cities and states. So really ironing out this blueprint and being able to raise a significant amount of money to be able to create some real impact. That's super exciting. And then also widening my reach. Like I want to go around city to city, state to state, and teaching and sharing the information that I have. Because this experience, man, this has been an amazing experience from 2016 to now. And it was things that I could never imagine myself. My bro Neil Richardson over at SLDC, my bro Colin Nelson, like all of us have been creating in a way that I think the rest of the world should be aware of, and we want to see how we can give that back to folks.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Have you noticed, like, when you speak that people might be, and I don't, this is coming from, let me see where. So, not like a groupie, but like,
Not a groupie.
no, not a groupie, but like, that people might hang on,
Gravitate?
gravitate and hang on to your words a little longer. Cause it's something about when you say them, like, we know what questions we have to ask you, but it just,
That's fun.
There's a lot of things going through our head that you wanna say, you wanna
right.
ask,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Okay.
I
Look,
feel you on
I'll
that.
take that. I'll take that. I mean, I'm gonna give it credit. That's God doing the talking, so I'll give it
Amen.
credit to God. But I'll take that though. That's good.
Listen, he give credit to God. So
Mm-mm-mm.
you gotta be on another episode because there's so many women out here that need, and we gonna save that. We gonna save
Okay, that's
I
funny.
was
That's funny.
I know where you're going, and yeah.
that. Okay. So Mike, what advice would you give anybody looking to achieve success or like figure out the way, like with ideas, with even nonprofits, with just, I guess,
Like how to get started.
how to get started, but also taking that word from God and like using that to like propel
Sure.
them. Like, what advice would you give?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it is like trusting the visions that you got. I think those visions are truly gifts from God. Everyone don't have them. So like if you're seeing things inside of your brain, you can make those things reality. I think once you have a vision, then take the step, like do the thing, get the proof of concept, get the MVP, like do it at the smallest scale possible, just so you can have that experience and just so you can have that data, and then you can be able to share that with others and say, hey, look, this is what I was able to do with the money that I had in my pocket. Imagine what I could do at scale. So proof of concept is super important, and then be very intentional about telling your story. So if you're doing amazing things, if you're accomplishing great things, if you know you are super talented, make sure that you communicate that to the world. Be as strategic and creative as you can to get that message out to everybody. Storytelling is everything. It gives you so much credibility if you can land on the newspaper, land in some media spaces. When people, the more people see you with people that they give credit to, and a lot of times that's with institutions, it make people value you more. You could be the same exact person prior to the interview, but because of the interview, it gives you a level of credibility. Leverage the hell out of that. I know a lot of dream builders is built on a storytelling and leveraging the success from other institutes, even though a lot of times those institutes didn't give us any money or anything like that. But because we had our brand next to their brand, it made their friends believe that, that we're the highest of the high. So I always tell people, to make sure you tell your story and be intentional about that.
Yes. Love that.
That's real.
So for all y'all out there wanting to succeed,
Mm-hmm.
tell your story.
Tell
Right?
the story.
Trust your story. Trust your vision.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Trust your
Because
gut.
we tend to overlook the things that are going through our head, and they're there for a reason. Those ideas, those dreams. Sometimes when you wake up and you just have this so heavy on your heart, like we've talked about projects that are
Yeah.
like close to our heart, that's like when you think about it, it's like Mike said, like that's God telling you hello,
Yeah.
duh.
Sure.
Yeah. It won't let
Sure.
up. It's there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll also add too that I'll also add that I think Einstein said like he isn't smarter than anybody. He just spend more time with the problem. I know for me, whenever there's a thing that I'm trying to accomplish, if I can't figure it out the first time, I'll try it a different way. I'm just not going to stop trying options and different ways to do things until I get the result that I'm looking for. So I think that that's another thing that I would encourage people to do is just be super persistent, be super resourceful, connect with any and everybody that may have the answer that you don't have. Just don't give up. Like just keep going. Stay with that issue longer than other people would.
Yeah. I love
So
that.
so a little discipline will do you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Dedication will also do you.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
So I want to end it off in a question that is not about the now. It's about the back then. What advice would you give young Mike Woods?
No, that's great. Young Mike Woods. What would I ask? What would I tell young Mike Woods? I think I would tell me not to be so cool, and I would also, the most important thing I wish I had when I was younger is exposure to the rest of the world. I spent most of my time, in the hood. You know what I mean? So I was comparing myself and competing amongst people who were hood. So I wanted to be the best drug dealer. I wanted to have the most girls. I wanted to have the coolest cars. If I would have recognized that it was people that were trying to go to Harvard, it was people that was like, now when I have board meetings and I'm pitching ideas to billionaires and I'm hearing them do their slight brags about their past, I'm like, I just didn't know that that was a thing. Like, I'm a competitor in anything that I do. So if I would have known that those were options, I would have invested more energy and time in that. So if I could do anything, I would expose my younger self to the broader world, and then allow myself to choose like what I'm most interested in. Uh, but I'm also very, very happy with where like my journey, every part of this process to get me where I am now. Because I definitely wouldn't want to do anything other than what I'm doing today.
Mm,
Love that.
that's great advice.
Gosh.
Okay. Wow, you really gave us a lot to think about and a lot to share with everybody that'll watch this.
Thank you.
But this podcast is really about being random, Mike.
I'm
It's
scared
about being
about
random.
that.
It's about being random, Tay, right?
I mean, it
It
is
is.
called She's So Random.
Yeah. So we gotta ask you some random questions, and these are questions that we not haven't necessarily written down. We haven't, rehearsed. So I'm gonna start with.
Let me sit up for this one.
Oh, this is one I like to ask. It is random because based on everything we talked about, you wouldn't think. Give me your top 2 celebrity crushes.
Man, I like to sit with this one. This is good. Top 2.
This
I
one's
don't.
gonna tell a lot.
This one. I have a. So I'm attracted to brains and like thought processes. Um. So I feel tough. All right. Dang, man. So the one that's coming to my mind is scary to say. Nah, I don't
No,
know.
say it.
No, say the first mind. Listen.
Let's go. Say it. You think it
You
too
can see
hard.
his brain.
No, I'm
Yeah.
thinking too
It's
hard. I'm
like
thinking too
smoke
hard.
coming out.
Now, y'all got me in a weird position right now. This is a good one.
No judgment zone.
Huh?
It's a no judgment zone.
Oh no.
So no
I
judgment.
wouldn't
You're not gonna
judge.
judge?
We'd
Okay.
still love Mike.
Okay.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
trying
Mike.
to think.
You had somebody in mind. Now you just
I
chicken out.
do.
And that's the
So
first person you thought of, so you gotta say it. Because you can't even think of nobody else.
I feel like this is incriminating.
Let's go.
But the first person that came to mind, I like the thought process and the mind and the brain of Yara Shahidi, and then I like it's a person named Kennedy Yanko. She's an artist. She's super dope too. So those are the 2 people that I just think are brilliant. Like I really like how they think. I like the way that they process life and reality, and I just think it's dope. But I don't have a like for me. I'm never attracted to people in like a physical way. It's like what I can learn from you, how I could potentially grow, and do you have different lived experiences than me? Like, can we expose each other to new things? So when I'm thinking about what who seems attractive to me, is those things. It's like who could potentially give me experiences that I never had, and who the experiences that I have, who could I share those with, and it could like kind of blow their mind. So those are the first
Even
people that
his
came to mind.
crushes.
You're unreal.
Like,
You're unreal.
even around his crushes, he are. I just,
You ain't say no big booty Judy.
Right.
You ain't
You
say.
hesitated on Yara Shahidi like she's a bad. She is bomb. I love her.
Yeah, that's real. Where you go, Mike?
Did we lose Mike?
Dang, we lost Mike.
Mike said the hard questions came.
Mike, where you at, Mike?
Maybe a phone call came through on his phone.
I'm thinking that's what happened.
I don't know.
What are you thinking about this guy?
I'm gonna say I wish I lived in St. Louis. But, I mean, I love what he is doing, and I think we lost him fully.
I think so too.
Yeah, but no, like, what an amazing like program, right?
Yeah.
Like, not only just for the youth, but even for an adult that
Yeah.
is interested in what they're doing, like rebuilding the community. We need that, like, in many places. And then not only rebuilding the community, but also them learning life skills that many of us are not awarded the opportunity to learn.
Yeah, like some that we might not ever.
Ever.
Yeah, like anytime that I have the opportunity to be there and work with them, like I take it because I mean, it's a family too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it feels like community, it feels like family, and then I learn something literally every time that I work with them.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And then being such a small team
Yeah.
and making such a large impact.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, that's dope.
Yeah.
That
Well,
makes me excited.
yeah,
I mean, I had another random question, but
he needed to answer this random question. It took him so long to answer his first one.
I know, because he got scared. But
Yeah.
you know, in respect of our time,
Yeah.
I guess I can take us out.
Yeah, you can take us out.
I mean, we just want to thank you guys for tuning in to another dope episode of Living Rent Free. She's so random. I'm your girl, Tay with the T. And who are you?
Oh, I'm Aysia BerLynn.
She doesn't know who she is.
I was still like, yeah, she that one.
That one there.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see, we fawn off each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we hope that you guys tune in for the next episode. You never know what we're gonna have, because we're random. Peace.
I be on my wave, don't f with nobody.